Hello everybody, I'm Wendy. I'm the owner of Rosebrook Boutique and we're just going to be doing some decoupaging tonight. Okay, so this is some rice papers and it's called Nature's Perfection and it says dragonflycrafts.uk. Look how pretty it's got the deer, the trees and the mountains, and then this print I've already got on my board. Well, I've got it sort of scored so I can cut it, and it's got some deer as well. I found these little wooden pictures at, I think it might have been Target in their dollar spot or whatever they call it, and they were $3, and there's two of them. I got two. So I wanted to use these for these rice papers. X-Acto knife so I can get this cut. I think it'd be easier if I go in and cut it before I try to tape it down. Trying to stay right at that edge. If this is the first time you're watching me, I have a boutique, Rosebrook Boutique. It's an online boutique for those that are not local. If you're local to my town, I have a vendor booth at the Rustic Couture. I've got lots of items that are on sale. Also, new items are coming in for fall. So make sure you take a look at that. It's www.rosebrookboutique.com. I have women's clothing small to 3X, jewelry, accessories, gift ideas. Very affordable prices, good quality items at affordable prices. So don't miss out. I'm a small boutique, so a lot of times I just have very limited quantity of each size. So if you see something, make sure you're grabbing your size before it's gone. So I would love a like and a follow if you're not following my page. I also do DIY crafting. I have a group for my crafting and also for my boutique. Alright, so we've cut the sides off and it's going to fit perfectly in here. Because this paper is sort of see-through, I am going to have to paint this background white to cover this up. Just use this white Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to be just concentrating mostly on the graphic and trying to cover that up. This chalk paint's really thick, so sometimes you have to sort of water your brush down. For acrylic, it doesn't cover up as good if you're trying to cover up something like I'm trying to do. But really, acrylic is best to use if you're painting a picture because it's just a more smoother gives you a more smoother result. But it doesn't matter about the texture on this because we're going to be covering it up. I'm going to get this dry and probably going to need one more coat. While this is drying a little bit more, I'm going to paint the other one. Again, we're just covering up the design on these. Who is ready for fall? I'm so ready for fall. I'm going to start doing some fall things as well. This was just sitting over here waiting to be done. I hadn't done it yet and I wanted to do it. But this is like deer You know, I think of deer in the fall. So I think these prints I'm using could be fall. Could be put into your fall decor. Now these prints, they have a hanger right here. Because I'm using it this way, I'll just move the hanger when I'm done. I want to get most of the deer antlers, so we're going to go pretty much to the top of this one. And again, I'm just sort of creasing where I need it. Alright, so now we just gotta get it glued down. Alright, so I do the iron method. And so what I do is I put my adhesive down. And I forgot that I bought some Mod Podge, so I had already mixed up some Elmer's glue and a little water. You can do that if you run out of Mod Podge. I forgot I bought some. Oh well. So I'm gonna just use what I mixed because it will dry out. So I just put it on. Trying to get the corners really good. You know, sometimes you'll go shopping and you just can't find anything you really like. You go to these companies that sell the rice papers, even Etsy. There's small business owners on Etsy that does rice papers, and you can just make your own, right? Find something you like and get these little pictures that are on sale. You know, Hobby Lobby has sale racks, aisles that have sale items, and just paint over what's on there, and then you have a good framed surface to use for your rice paper. And it's usually, you know, more unique. Oh, Hobby Lobby only has so much, you know. And I've looked in other, you know, secondhand places and things like that. So sometimes you just have to make your own stuff to get the walls full, you know. So if you like crafting, this is a good thing to do. It's easy. Don't need a lot of tools or supplies. And you have a unique piece. So what I do, because I do the iron method, I put my adhesive on, then I dry it, mostly dry. I leave it a little bit tacky, but mostly it's dry. And get your piece. And then we're going to get a little piece of paper. We're going to get our iron. And we're going to get all those little wrinkles out. Make sure it's sealed in there really good. And basically the iron heats up that glue and gives it a good seal. If you don't have the glue dry enough and you start putting the parchment paper down, when you start putting your rice paper down, it could, you know, stick before you got it where you wanted it, and it might cause more wrinkling. So it's always best, if you're going to do the iron method, just go on and get it mostly dry, and then the iron heats the glue back up and seals it down. And it just gives you a good, clean, crisp. I'm trying to get this corner over here. My iron's not quite pointed enough. So there's one. All right, let's get this one done. Now, if you wanted to put this in a bathroom area, or just say you had like a lake house, you might want to put this in because it's really pretty lake, kind of lake housey, or outdoors, like on a porch or something. I would definitely suggest sealing the top. I don't recommend sealing with the Elmer glue if you're using that, but you can seal it with Mod Podge, or Dixie Belle has a really good gator hide, and I will seal mine with that. I actually like that one the best for sealing the top, doing a top coat. But there's all kinds of things you can do to seal them if you're going to be using them anywhere there's humidity, or where it might get a little damp feeling. I'm not sure if it preserves the color. Like if you do if you put them outside sometimes, even under a porch, they can start fading because of the sun. So I don't know if you do a top coat if that preserves the color of it, but it does preserve it from, start pulling up and peeling, things like that. And it might preserve the color a little bit. But anytime you're putting something on the porch or in a bathroom, I always suggest sealing it with the gator hide or some type of top coat. Again, we're getting it almost dry. We're going to get our paper down. All right, let's get some heat to it. Done. I love them. They can be together in a grouping, or you can do them separate. Alright, so the only other thing I thought was the frame. I have these ink pads, and I might go over the frames just a little bit, just to give them a little color. All right, so can y'all tell that I put a little green on that? If you didn't like the green, you could go back with some brown and distress it with some brown as well. I like that. And this color ink is Spearmint. It's called Spearmint. And this is just a makeup applicator that I bought from probably Dollar Tree. And I just use it, and when I get done, I sort of clean it with a wipe. Y'all, thanks for spending a little time with me, but I think they turned out super cute. Again, I just bought some pictures from the dollar spot or $3 spot from Target. Painted over the design. Used these rice papers, and yeah, just Mod Podged them on there. Sealed it up with a iron. I am going to have to move the little hanger thing to up here because I had to do it long ways, but I think they turned out awesome. Awesome. So y'all come to my page, check out my website, and I'll see y'all soon.
Thank y'all.